Welcome to this June 8th meeting of the Council on Aging. It is 4:12 p.m. I'm going to take roll call. Bob Blair.
Here.
Rachel Boyer.
Here.
Kate Bliss.
Here.
Lori Fairbay.
Here.
Karen Schultz.
Here.
Wes Durant is not here, and Pat Wheeler is not here. We have,
Hey, Victoria,
yes,
if you're going to vote on something, I need to do it fast. I'm looking at my wonderful iPhone has 6% battery left.
okie doke. All right. So it's Margaret Nardowitz for Town Administrator and myself, Victoria Flynn, for COA Director. All right. So our first agenda of business today is that the Berlin seniors are having two upcoming events that they are asking the Council on Aging to co-sponsor. The first event is a Tony Funches concert. It is going to be June 27th. That is a Sunday. Tony is going to be here from 3 to 4 down at South Common. They are asking the council if we would like to co-sponsor that event. The second event is going to be a concert with the Seacoast Stompers. That is scheduled tentatively for July 25th. That is also a Sunday. And they are also asking the Council on Aging for $125 in additional funding to also help make that publication happen. So I'm asking the council if they would like to co-sponsor both events, and if they would like to also donate the $125 out of our funds to make these to make the second concert happen. Okay. So when I call your name, I'm just going to ask if you vote yay or nay. Bob Blair.
Yay.
Rachel Boyer.
Yay.
Kate Bliss.
Yay.
Lori Fairbay.
Yay.
Okay. The Berlin seniors are also asking if we would like to, if they can borrow our chairs, the COA foldable chairs. Does anybody have any objections?
No.
Nope, that's unanimous. Beautiful. Okay, so it looks like it's a unanimous decision that we are going to co-sponsor both events in June and July, and we will help out the Berlin seniors with their requested $125. Okay.
Victoria, I'm missing quite a bit. What was the first event, the date and the actual event?
Yep, it's the Tony, Tony Funches, Funches. It's going to be Sunday, June 25th.
Okay.
Okay.
But there's nothing.
I thought it was 27th. I thought you said. Sorry, Victoria. June 27th.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, 27th, not the 25th.
Sorry, it was the 27th, Karen.
Okay.
The
But there's
second
no-
event is July 25th.
Okay, I got that. And the 125 is for the second event, not the first one, or it's combined? Okay.
Just for the second. The
So what
first
are we doing
event,
for the
they're all
first?
set.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. I did want to bring to everybody's attention, we did do the home delivered meals on Thursday and Friday, and a few meals were delivered yesterday, through Village Cafe. And I did want to let everybody know that the meals were had mixed reception by people. We had some people who are happy about receiving their meals, but we also got some negative feedback about this as well. Some people were commenting about the, food arriving colder or not feeling like the food was fully cooked. Some people felt like the meatloaf was dry and that the fish didn't have much in terms of flavor. So I just wanted to let you guys all know, it hasn't been like an overwhelming majority, but it's been far more than we had when we did this back in December. Some people had some concerns about like the pizzas being big, but that one I'm not as worried about. But I did, like I said, want to just bring to your attention just the concerns of, the food and the confusion around, delivery times and, people feeling like, you know, they would call those, the store, get one time for delivery, then it wound up being later. It seemed to be a lot of confusion, even though it seemed like on our side, it was actually much easier because we were able to have a hard cutoff date. People knew what the choices were. There just seemed to be just some disconnect there. So if you guys would like, I can send a letter out to Village Cafe. We can have Bob co-sign it and basically just kind of summarize, you know, just these concerns that were brought up to us during, you know, after the delivery and like during the delivery as well.
Was anyone happy?
I mean, I've gotten a few people who said that the food was okay. They just, like I said, I'm not like fully surprised, but sometimes like I hear more from people when they have like questions or concerns versus, you know, positive comments.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I did like the majority of the comments that I've heard this time, you know, and again, I'm not saying it's everybody, but a majority of the comments that I've heard this time were more negative than positive.
It's too bad.
So if you send a letter from the Council on Aging, it could say something like, in anticipation of our potentially working with you again on providing meals for our seniors, we wanted to share this feedback with you that we received on this last meal thing. So it doesn't sound like you guys think, don't ever darken our door again,
Right.
but still gives them an opportunity to respond and say, you know, or maybe that we'd like to talk with you about how we can improve on this process.
Right. What I can do is I'm still drafting a letter. I can get it out to you guys by end of week. And if you feel like it's appropriate, we can get it out, you know, we can get it out soon just for them to have it as well. The COVID relief funds will be covering the cost of this. I haven't gotten a final invoice as of yet, but I'm sure I will be getting it probably within the next week or so. So we will square that off before the end of fiscal year.
You said this was 106 meals at how much a piece?
It was 103 meals at like $19 a piece.
Wow, so for $19, they should have been reasonably decent meals, I would say.
Yeah. Were most of the comments
Hmm.
centered around the wrong delivery place or the food itself?
Kind of a combo, Kate. Like there were some people who had concerns about like they were scared that they were going to miss the meal and then they weren't sure. Like I had a couple people call saying like I'd reached out to the store and then they told me it was going to be delivered this time to this time, and then when I call them they're telling me it's later. So then I call somebody back and they're like, oh, that's not what I was told, and I'm like, I'm telling you what I was just told. But then like some of the other people like had called me back saying like no, like they were just really concerned about like the food, you know, the taste of the food itself. So
Yeah.
You said they delivered over 3 different days, is that correct?
yep.
You know, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I know with the Christmas meal, we did have a couple spill over to the next day, which again, like I'm not, you know, surprised by that, but just, I think the fact that they had to do a third day, I'm now concerned.
With the
just because,
weekend
like-
in between, you know?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
bad.
right. Like with the weekend in between.
Mhm.
So,
But also, I think the people receiving meals were, at least I told them, that they were going to be notified as to the day and time the meals would be, close to the time the meals would be arriving, because that's what I understood.
yeah.
But it sounds like that didn't happen.
So I did try to reach out to as many people as I could. You know, a lot of people, we did post it like on our Facebook page and our website when the meals were going to be delivered as well. I did let everybody over at Northbrook know, you know, Tanya and Crystal were aware too. And I said, if you can just send a blast out to your residents as well, just in case like anybody's wondering. So, I mean,
You
Yeah.
said there was also an issue that you brought up with them about they were delivering to people alphabetically, which makes no sense at all.
The list that I gave them was in alphabetical order, but it was able to be categorized, so it could be done by by address. 'Cause they knew that the majority of the meals were going to be going to Pleasant Street.
Yeah. But I mean, that's from a delivery standpoint, delivering by address is by far the more efficient one.
Mhm.
Because the second person in the A's might be on opposite sides of the town.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
like I said, I just wanted to bring that to your attention as well. So it sounds like everybody's in favor of doing a letter.
I'm sorry, who's the letter going to? I missed that.
The Village Cafe and Pizza.
Oh, you're gonna send it to the, okay.
And did the general store not opt to participate this time, or what happened?
So I had been in contact with Melissa over at the general store, and at first she was like, yep, let me check in with the family. I'll get back to you. And I had called and emailed several times and I just never got confirmation back. So I could, and I knew that they had like a lot of renovations and stuff like that going on over there. But I didn't want to delay too long, because it had been a few weeks and I still hadn't heard anything. So
Yeah, I don't know that the renos going on had anything to do with the restaurant.
The business has been sold, so,
oh, I
yeah,
did
the
not,
business is changing hands, so it's probably the business change. Yeah,
oh,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
I
I
didn't know
didn't
that.
know that either.
yeah.
Huh.
Thanks, Margaret.
I want to thank the Council on Aging for sending a letter, because we as a town do have an obligation to follow up, with vendors and, on that. So thank you.
So,
It would be good for them to have an opportunity to explain what happened. So.
yeah,
because
I mean,
it's
this is a
more trust
learning
going
experience.
forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's a learning experience for everybody. And, like I said, I know that, as a whole, restaurants have been hit really hard with COVID. And, now with COVID, restrictions lifting, again, trying to find any like additional staff, things like that, it can be an extreme challenge right now. So, but I think, like I said, I think if we can give a letter that's like constructive criticism, but also just like, hey, like we still want to thank you for your efforts. Like we still really appreciate, what you've done for us. We just want to give you this feedback just so we can, try to move forward with it.
Mhm.
I think that would, be kind of the best of both at this point.
Yeah, and not have a repeat.
I
I agree.
agree.
Okay.
Yep.
So what we will do is this, I will be working on a letter. I will send it out to all of you before end of week. If everybody is good with it and gives their blessing, what we can do is, Bob, I'll have you stop by like maybe next Tuesday and we get it in the mail.
Sounds good.
Okey doke. Any other business?
No, just I have contacted Eloise and James to see if each of them would do a short bio and photo for the next Powderhouse News.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And if that fails, Eloise was sort of on fence. I said, no, you have to do it because you're very important to the town and with Doobie and all of that. So she was going to think about it and talk to James. And I thought if we didn't do that, then who did I mention? Oh, if we didn't do that, we'd do Dennis Fairbay and June
Sounds good.
as the sort of the accounting side of the town.
Sounds good. Lori, we may need your assistance on that part of it.
Yeah, he does a good job on his writing.
Yeah, you know Dennis, don't you?
Yeah, I can get a photo of him. Don't worry about the photo.
Sneak up on him with a camera.
Now, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's a great idea, Bob. Let's see if we can get Eloise and James. If not, we'll move to Dennis and to June. Lori, your
Yep.
head. I told everybody Friday for a deadline just to give you enough time, but
Yeah,
I'll give you a couple pieces as well before end of week. So
good. Thank you.
we should have enough, I'm thinking, to be good.
You know, one thing, and Margaret might be able to tune in on this as well, is it's been asked 2 or 3 times, particularly by a certain person, why we don't have a calendar of events for the 2 months the issue covers in the issue. And you pointed out that sometimes, events change and things happen, but that's true of any calendar. How difficult would it be to research events that are coming? Is that something Mary or Otto would be able to help us with, or would that be asking too heavy a lift for her?
I mean, are you guys interested in having like an events calendar? Because I mean, if you want, Bob, I mean, that's certainly something we could explore, like having, maybe public meetings posted on the calendar, like town gatherings, things like that. And if anything, we could put down like, events subject to change
Yeah.
on the calendar.
Right.
If you
Mhm.
guys feel like that's a good, like I said, I know that we only get like limited space for the Powder House, and that a calendar would take like 1 to 2 pages depending on how it was formatted. So if you
Right.
guys feel comfortable with that, I mean, I'm for it. I just wouldn't want us to take up that much space and then have like a sparse calendar.
Right.
Mary is very, very busy, so I would just caution you on that. So she's got other stuff she needs to
Yeah,
do.
no,
Thank you for
Not-
thinking
not
of
right.
her.
Yeah.
not
So
trying to throw another saddlebag on, that's for sure.
yeah, so I mean, if you guys are interested in that, I can certainly, get you guys a list of the different town meetings, kind of the frequency of them. If you guys want, we can put a calendar in, in a Powder House.
Mhm.
I'll leave it,
Can I,
it's totally up to you guys.
it'd be shorter if we actually just did dates and had meetings and doing the whole calendar spread, but again, that's something we can talk about. If we want to stretch this meeting, we said it would be short, so
Yeah.
deal with that later.
I'll tell you what, maybe for this issue, we keep it as we were intending, and then the following issue, we look to maybe do a calendar. Does that sound fair?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All
Yeah.
right. So, let's see, we've got a time of 29. Bob, you want to adjourn the meeting?
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
My second.
All those in favor, if you would read your list there, Victoria?
All right, Rachel Boyer,
Approved. Motion.
Kate Bliss,
Aye.
Karen Schultz,
Aye.
Lori Fearbay,
Aye.
and Bob Blair.
Aye.
All right, guys, we are good to go. I will see you all the 29th at 4 p.m.